Shalom, shalom, my brothers and sisters. It's a pleasure to be before y'all one more time, for real. All praises to the Most High for making it possible. Thank you for turning in. This week we gonna continue on the same path we started on last week, just a little bit more, adding on to it. This one we gonna call Keep or Guard Your Heart. Start out with Sirach, chapter 30, verses 21 through 23. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of man prolongeth his days. Love thine own soul, and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. Verse 24. Envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness bringeth age before time. Verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. That's me all day. When I'm in a good mood, I'm fit. But when I got something on my mind, you can tell because it's all up in here. This and my belly is protruding. Because comfort food, something called comfort food. And I eat when I'm stressed. I'm a stress eater. And I'm sure other people are too, but that's an easy way to gauge what's on my mind. Just look at me. If I'm being fed, I'm thinking about something a little too much. And if I'm a little fit and tone, then I'm probably at peace. Wintertime don't really count because I hibernate. I eat. I hide underneath for hoodies and coats and stuff like that. But in the spring and summer, it's when you gotta bring it on in because you can't hide underneath for nothing. You're gonna see whatever it is that you got. All them rolls is gonna show. But like I said, know that when I make these videos, man, the research is personal. It's like stuff that I look up because I need to know about it. But then I'm like, man, could anybody else use this? Could this be useful to help somebody else? I saw a quote. One of my favorite quotes is like, I can't remember it exactly, and that's funny that I say it's one of my favorites, but the message is one of my favorites. Like sometimes we go through things so that we can be a blessing to somebody else, and the strong people realize that, and they do so. I'm gonna put the real quote up here so y'all will see it. But for real, if I think it's something that somebody can use, then I'm like, hey, let's put it out there. Now, let's get them same verses we read in Sirach out of the Good News Translation. Sirach 30, 21 through 25. They label it cheerfulness and sadness. Verse 21. Don't deliberately torture yourself by giving in to depression. That's heaviness and depression. Happiness makes for a long life and makes it worth living. Verse 23. Enjoy yourself and be happy. Don't worry all the time. Worry never did anybody any good and has destroyed many people. It will make you old before your time. Jealousy and anger will shorten your life. Verse 25. A cheerful person with a good attitude will have a good appetite and enjoy his food. No, you get stressed out. You don't even have no appetite sometimes. You don't even feel like eating. Some people, it's like I told y'all, I'm the opposite. I'm stressed out. I want to eat everything in sight. Well, everything lawful. I don't get so stressed to the point where I want no pork chop or nothing that I'm not supposed to have. Well, according to the laws, dietary laws, not supposed to have. As far as like not supposed to have because it ain't good for you because it's gonna make you fat. Give me that. Let me stop. This is Sirach 14 and 14, Good News Translation. 14 through 16 we gonna do. It's something I'm working on. 14. Don't deny yourself a single day's happiness. If there is something that you want to do, this is the kicker, and it is lawful, like we just said, can't skip over that part, go ahead. Verse 15. Someday all that you have worked for will be divided up and given to others. Verse 16. So be generous, that's what I'm working on, but also be willing to receive from others. I always had a problem with that part because sometimes somebody said to me once, all help ain't good help. Some people will help you, then talk crap about you, or then tell everybody else that they had to help you, try to embarrass you in front of everybody. So always made it a point to try to get it myself if possible. But in the times that I can't, I always do my best to repay whoever it is that looked out for me. Definitely have been people that looked out for me in my life, and they know who they are. I know who they are, and all praise to the Most High for them. And, I do my best every chance I get to give something back to those who have looked out for me and continue to look out for me in different ways. So, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, some people give with ulterior motives, so it's like you have to be so careful who you receive the help from. But those who are genuine and those who really do help you out, definitely always give honor to them, always give them respect because they ain't had to do it. Nobody owe you nothing in this world. I learned that the hard way. Even the people that do owe you something, in their mind, they don't owe you nothing. So that's to try to get it yourself, if at all possible. You know? And man, I just wanted to shout out a couple of people who, like do show love and give from a pure heart right now. Man, my brother Ebenezer, my brother New Breed, man, when we went to Atlanta, I went there to do a performance. And man, New Breed showed us so much love, man. More love than the people who actually brought us there. And I think I said that before. Shout out to my brother Mark the Messenger, man, for always showing love, always, keeping a brother in his thoughts and prayers and in his works for real. Some of y'all that's watching me now is watching me because the brother told y'all to come on over and check out what I was talking about, man. And I thank it, man. I would always be grateful to him for that. Man, my bros, The Shadows, my brother Johanna 82, who encouraged me to even start doing this. My brother Kingdom's Path 144 for his kind words that he bestowed upon me, man. And all the wonderful posts and all the wonderful stuff that he shares. Man, I'm just grateful for a strong, what they say, a great cloud of witnesses and just good people, to be surrounded by good people, man. All my family, friends in real life. Just shout out, much love, man. This is verse 16, continued. Enjoy yourself, for you will not find any pleasures in the world of the dead. They said the dead know nothing, so you can't enjoy yourself when you're dead. Might as well enjoy yourself a little bit while you're here. But like I said, as long as it is lawful, don't just do anything. Don't just wild out, because there's consequences that come along with that. This is Sirach chapter 22, verse 13. This is another way to keep and guard your heart. Keep it away from certain things also. That's what we're allowed to give it, but this is what got to keep away from it in order to stay in perfect peace. This is Sirach chapter 22, verse 13. Don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them. This is out of the Good News Translation. Avoid them, then they can't contaminate you and you can live in peace without being troubled or worn down by their foolishness. That's one of my favorite verses. I post this online and don't get so much likes because people probably think it's mean. You're supposed to come here stupid. But this is scriptures saying that, not any of us. So what's up? Everything, what they say, the truth is always not pretty, and what's pretty is not always the truth. Matter of fact, let me read that again so it can sink in. Sirach chapter 22, 13, Good News Translation. Don't visit stupid people or spend a lot of time talking with them. Avoid them. Then they can't contaminate you and you can live in peace without being troubled or worn down by their foolishness. Verse 14. Such people are a heavier burden to bear than lead. Remember what we just read about heaviness, chapter 30 and verse 21. Do not give in to heaviness. So there's another heaviness you don't give into. Somebody wearing you down with their foolishness. And the only word that fits them is fools. This is straight out of the scriptures now, not me talking. Verse 15. It is easier to carry a load of sand, salt, and iron than to put up with a stupid person. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Ain't even gonna go deep into it. This is verse 16. A wooden beam can be put into a building so firmly that an earthquake cannot shake it loose. A person can be trained to use reason, and good sense so well that he keeps his head when a crisis comes. So you could be trained to use your wisdom so good that you don't even get alarmed, you don't even get shaken. But they say the righteous shall never be moved, never be shaken when crisis and hard times come, because you've just been trained to use your reason and good sense and your faith in the Most High. This is verse 17. A mind that thinks things through intelligently is like firm walls finely decorated. Verse 18. Small stones on top of a wall, some manuscripts have a fence on top of a hill, will not stay put when the wind blows, and a person whose stupid ideas have made him timid will not be able to stand up to frightening situations. In Wisdom of Solomon, it shows them being so some people even being scared of their own shadows, because that's how scared they made themselves, or that's how scared they let the news or whatever may come along make them. Put it in modern terms for real. They be scared of their own shadows, scared of stuff that it ain't even nothing to be afraid of for real. This is Proverbs chapter 25, verse 19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Like your foot is like, you know what I'm saying, on the half or on the man because you just had an injury. And so you're going to be careful putting your foot down. Like you ain't going to put all your force down on it because it's not dependable. You don't even know if you can trust it until it gets strengthened again. So put confidence in somebody that's unfaithful is just like putting your strength in a bad leg, or you got a loose tooth or a bad tooth and you by eating your food, you might not want to eat on that side because that tooth might, might not be able to withstand it. It might pop out on you, or it might just hurt when you bite down on that side. Same with putting your strength and your confidence in an unfaithful man. This is New Living Translation. Putting confidence in an unreliable person in times of trouble is like chewing with a broken tooth or walking on a lame foot, like a bad foot. This is Jeremiah 17:5, where we should put our confidence. Thus saith Yah, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arms, and whose heart departeth from Yah, or the Lord, or the Most High. New Living Translation. This is what Yah, the Most High, says. Cursed are those who put their trust in mere humans, who rely on human strength and turn their hearts away from Yah. Like people don't even feel like they need the Most High because they got whatever human they putting their trust in, whatever human they backing, or whatever weapon they might have, or whatever physical, like self-defense or whatever method they might have, but they don't even think about the Most High. They don't even put their trust in Him to defend them. They just got all their confidence in themselves, or some other person, or such and such a here, so we know we good now. This person here, that person here, man, that person can go down just like any other. This is what Yah the Lord says. Cursed are those who put their trust in mere humans, who rely on human strength and turn their hearts away from Yah, the Most High. Verse 6, they are like stunted shrubs in the desert with no hope for the future. They will live in the barren wilderness, in the uninhabited salty land. Verse 7, but blessed, Baruch, are those who trust in Yah and have made Yah their hope and confidence. That's who I trust in. That's who we all should trust in. They are like trees planted along the riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by the heat or worried by long months of drought. Hallelujah. Their leaves stay green and they never stop producing fruit. So that's the message. Stay unbothered and keep producing fruit in Yah's peace. No matter what's going on around you, we got to stay unbothered. We got to not let that stuff get to us. As much as people try to get to us and show us bad news all day long and tell us scary stuff and show us people killing each other and putting up video footage where you can see people beating people to death and all that type of stuff, like we got to stay not callous to where as though we don't care and we don't have hearts and our hearts don't go out to the people who are the victims of these things. But at the same time, we can't let this rattle us. We can't let that rattle our faith in the Most High, because that's what's going to preserve us in these times. Strength in the Most High and wisdom that we get from His word, and applying that wisdom. Strength, knowledge will be the stability of thy times. That's what the scriptures say. So wisdom and knowledge. We got to get this wisdom and knowledge out of this book, and we got to apply it. We can't let what we see going on around us shake us. Let me read that one more time. Such trees are not bothered by heat or worried by long months of drought. So even if it ain't looking good for a little while, even if you ain't really getting no money in for a little while, and you need money to live, trust in the Most High that money is going to come. Trust in the Most High that the things that you need, where the scriptures say all the works of Yah are exceeding good, and so whatever He commanded will be accomplished in due season. So right in that time when he speak, it says it's a small thing in the eyes of the Most High, all of a sudden to make a poor man rich. He can do anything at any time. So keep our trust in him. Not always in what it look like out here. It might not look good, but he can say one word and everything will be fixed. Everything will be the way that it needs to be. So I'll trust and I will, fear the Most High and keep his commandments. This is the duty of man. As long as we do our duty, he gonna perform his duty towards us, his promise towards us. And that's all we got to worry about, man. Don't be worried about long periods of drought. He can make it all turn around in one swift motion. I've seen it happen. I've been there. I'm here because of the miracles and things that he's performed in my life. I'm here because of that, because there's certain things that happened that could have definitely taken me out. And I wasn't living so great that I probably would have deserved to have been taken out. We all is filthy rags, but through the grace of him and through his mercy, I'm here and I'm talking to y'all right now. And let me finish up what I got right here. It say, even if he don't make you financially rich, he can give you favor and make somebody look out for you that you ain't even expect to look out for you. Or somebody like that story, that fable about Andocles and the lion, where as though he picked the thorn out the lion's paw one time, and then way later on in life, they put him in the den to be eaten by the lion, and it happened to be the same lion who he looked out for. So it's be unexpected sources that the Most High can send to look out for you for real. Remember, righteousness delivered from death. That's Proverbs 11:4. That's the bottom line of what I want to talk about today. And we do this, we gonna be good. Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6. Trust in Yah with all thine heart, and lean not into thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Good News Translation. Trust in Yah with all your heart. Never rely on what you think you know. Verse 6. Remember Yah in everything you do, and he will show you the right way. New Living Translation says for verse 6, seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. So with that being said, trust in Yah, don't stress, stay on top of what you're supposed to stay on top of, getting that book, get that wisdom and knowledge, and apply it, because Bruce Lee said knowing is not enough, we must apply. And like I heard Brother New Breed say, shout out to him, man. Glad you're doing better, brother. He said, take a little time, man. Get off of social media. Get off of IG. Get off of Facebook or whatever like that, man. And open up that book, that real book, that good book. And get some wisdom and knowledge out of there, because it will be the stability of your times and it could save your life, literally. So with that being said, much love. Most High bless and keep all of us. And prayerfully we get together again real soon. Shalom.